Shalom Aleichem, Mishnah Yomi continues in chapter 6 of Bava Batra. We've been learning all about standard business practices and expectations. Mishnah Hey, Mi sheyesh lo bor lifnim mibeito shel chavero. Somebody owns a bore, a water pit or a well that's behind the house of his friend. So it's in someone else's chatzer, someone else's backyard. Nichnas b'shah shederech bnei adam nichnasim. He can go in there when it's normal for people to go in, regular business hours. V'yotze b'shah shederech bnei adam yotzin. And he also has to be out by closing time, be out before dark. He can't be going there in the middle of the night or at, hours when somebody is, wouldn't expect someone else to be in their backyard. The Eino Machnis Behemto Mashkem Bor. He can't bring his animals into the other guy's backyard and give them water there. He needs to fill up his container and bring it out to the front yard, the front street, not on the property of the other guy, and water them there, which reminds us last week in Chayei Sarah how Rivka, with great kindness, great chesed, watered the camels that Eliezer had brought. It's a big schlep to water animals, but yes, he has to schlep. He can't bring his animals onto someone else's backyard. V'zeose lo potachat, v'zeose lo potachat. And both the water owner and the property owner make a lock for the well. Now, the reason the Gemara explains, because if there's only one lock for the well, and the guy who owns the water has the key to the lock, then he can go in there anytime he wants to, even when the property owner isn't home, but his wife is home. So if you have two locks there, then it's only going to be when both guys are there and there's no questions of yichud with the wife or the daughter of the guy who owns the house. On to Mishnah Bava. Someone has a garden, and his garden's behind somebody else's garden patch. He has to go through Ruvain to get to Shimon. So Shimon has the rights to go through, but this right is qualified by the outer garden owner's rights as well. So nichnas b'shah shederech bnei adam nichnasim. He can go in during normal hours. Yotze b'shah shederech bnei adam yotzin. He has to be out by closing time. Eino machnis latocha tagarin. He can't bring merchants into his vegetable patch to show him the vegetables he wants to sell. V'lo yikanas mitocha latoch sdei acheret. And he can't go over the first guy's garden into his garden and then to a different field entirely. He only has the rights to go to his garden. That's his access rights. That's his right of way. V'achitzon, and the outer guy, zoreya at the derech, is allowed to plant things along the path. But not nulo derech min etzad. If they came to an agreement and they gave him a path along the edge of the outer garden to get to the inner garden, midat shnehem, they both agreed to this, then nichnasin b'shasha hu rotze, he can go in whenever he wants, yotze b'shasha hu rotze, and leave whenever he wants, because he's not going through the garden of the other guy. Umachnis letocha tagarid, he could bring people, potential customers, into his garden and show them what he's growing. V'lo yikanas mitocha letoch sdei acheret, but he still can't use that as a shortcut to some other property. V'zeh v'zeh enon rishayin l'zora, and both of them should not plant on this little path that they've agreed to use as a right-of-way for the inner garden owner. Yashar koach, tisku l'mitzvot.